this is Derek Carr threw that game away. That's just what happened. Threw that game away. Oh, my mic is up here. I'm pissed. I am beyond pissed. I am so fucking frustrated. It is insane how we sucked so bad. I don't understand. That was oh my god. I don't have a script for this stream. I'm just streaming just to talk, because that was just the most unreal, just awful. It was just so frustrating. Like, Carr, the defense. Let's just take a look at let's look at the stat line. Let's take a look at the box score. 0 points in the fourth quarter. Down by, what was it? 11? And we get the ball back 3 times. One of them was a missed field goal that we didn't score on the last 3 drives we had. Let's take a look. Oh, sorry. No, we did get a touchdown. We got 1 touchdown. Wait. No, I want to see non-scoring drives. It's just like, dude, I can't handle it. People are gonna blame the defense, because for what though? The Chargers could have been up by fucking 1 million by the fourth quarter, but we held them to 0 points in the fourth quarter. So again, how is that the defense fault? That Carr threw 3 interceptions in a game. It was more than 4 sacks. It was, let's take a look. It was like Khalil Mack alone had 3 sacks. That's like, hello? Time of possession, 27 minutes for us versus their 32. We didn't run the ball at all for no reason. We rushed it 13 times. We rushed the ball 13 times. Are you serious? And when what do you call it? Jacobs actually ran the ball. He was 5.7 per carry, and we didn't run the fucking ball. Are you serious right now? We had how many people sitting there? We ran it twice with 2 different people. We ran it with 2 different people. We had Zamir White sitting on the bench. We had Amir Abdullah there. Nope, they don't get the ball. Nope. Third down conversions 5 for 11. Fourth down conversions 0 for 2, which is fine because they didn't get their fourth down. And we stopped them on fourth down. And then immediately an interception. Immediate interception. Like, I'm baffled. Like, I don't know what else you want from a defense. Obviously, we could have been better. We should have been better on defense. We could have gotten more stops, more sacks, maybe an interception or turnover. But the only turnovers that the Los Angeles Chargers got were from fucking Carr. 3 interceptions and a fumble that was recovered by the defense. All of our turnovers came from one person, dude. One person. The running backs didn't fumble the ball. The wide receivers didn't fumble the ball, or I should say, didn't lose the football. And I get it. Last year we didn't have a lot of turnovers. We didn't have a lot of turnovers this game, which is frustrating. And I definitely agree. We need to have turnovers. But you can't expect a defense to go back to back to back drives after getting stops, after making a punt or miss a field goal. 4 times, 4 drives they stopped him from scoring. And 2 of those were there was an interception right after. It went punt, interception, punt, interception. Like, dude. And then on the last drive, when Carr is given plenty of time to make a comeback, he gets strip sacked on 4th down. You didn't even throw the ball? I gotta watch that last play. They probably put up the highlights already. That Khalil Mack strip sack. I don't even know what to say anymore. Oh, and he targeted Adams. Let's see how many times he targeted Adams. Davante Adams had 17 targets for 10 receptions. 17 targets is not how you play football. To one person. How many? So there were 6, 8, 14. The rest of the team had 18 targets total. If you don't count Adams, 18 targets the rest of the team had. That's one more than Adams had. Isn't that insane? And one of them was Jameer Abdul, who didn't even catch it. So I'm not even going to count that one. But regardless if you do or not, 17 targets to Davante Adams in one game is not how this offense should be run. When you have Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller there, Brandon Bolden should not have 2 targets. Should not have how does Renfrow got 6 targets, but one of them was a pick, another one was overthrown, and I think one of them was on him, or one of them he fell down because he got tangled up with a defender. 3 receptions for 21 yards. This offense was so frustrating. And the defense was frustrating at the first half, but after that first drive touchdown by the Chargers in the second half, they didn't score. We held them to 24 points. For a game, that's pretty good for that Chargers offense, is it not? Even though they were missing Keenan Allen. They locked up Mike Williams. They stopped Austin Eckler, Gerald Everett. No one had over 100 yards on that team, but you know what's crazy? Is that they got even amount of targets and receptions. Keenan Allen, 4 targets. Carter, 4 targets. Everett, 4 targets. Eckler, 4 targets. McKitty, 4 targets. Kelly, 4 targets. Williams, 4 targets. And yet on our team, it goes 17 targets for Davante Adams, 6 for Darren Waller, 2 for Bolden, 6 for Renfrow, and then 1, 1, 1, 1. That's not how you run a good offense. Especially how is McDaniels play calling this? Or maybe he's not. Maybe he's just making the calls and Carr's just like, tunnel vision. I gotta throw to Adams because he's my only receiver. He does that every year. He starts off with picking one receiver to throw to, and that's it. The 2020 was Darren Waller. We actually won that game against the Saints. He had 19 targets or 19 receptions. You can't just throw the ball to Davante Adams. We learned that from Aaron Rodgers. You can if you want, to win MVP and get, a ton of yards. But you don't do that to win games. You don't do that to win Super Bowls because it clearly didn't work for the Packers. So why are we just targeting Adams? It's insane to me. We needed to play these starters in a preseason game. And I agree, Eddie. Defense played pretty good. They played pretty solid. Again, we didn't get any sacks, but they have a really freaking good O-line. I mean, I expect more because we should be having more sacks, we should have interceptions. But again, we got stops when we needed to. And against the Cardinals next week, who just got fucking creamed by the Chiefs, maybe we'll look better. Maybe we'll have that, synergy or whatever. But this game was just so frustrating because we could have easily won this game. Very easily win this game if our offense doesn't suck. Mainly Carr, mainly Carr not sucking ass, and the defense maybe making one turnover. But even if they did, I tweeted this out. Even if every time they got to stop, almost every time they got to stop, except for once, there was an immediate turnover. They got the 4th down play that Max Crosby had. That was an insane play by Crosby. The fact that we were down 5 points to end the game and we had the ball in our hands and we didn't win is awful. Especially if Carr is this comeback king. I could have forgiven him if he came back and won this game, but he didn't. He took a strip sack, just like the fucking Giants game where he had 3 interceptions or 2 interceptions or whatever the fuck it was, and ended the game on a strip sack fumble. That's ridiculous. That's just we should not be Carr should not be just putting the team in that position every time or all the time. you're not a good quarterback if you have to go into that many comeback situations. And I get it. The defense has sucked over the years. But this has also been when last year we had, 6 games won by a field goal. And our defense was okay. Our defense was fine. It was mid-tier defense, which is what we asked for from Carr. And look at that. We made the playoffs. But can Carr not close games out? This is year 9. You should know how to close a game out. Last year against the Chargers, we should have closed that game out very easily. We got that Casey Hayward pick with 14 minutes left. 2 drives, we went scoreless. We needed a field goal and that game would have been over. But no, we don't get into field goal range. For what reason? How did we not get into field goal range? I get the offense was failing at that point. But every criticism I've had of Carr came to fruition this game, and I'm so tired of being called a hater for talking the truth about this quarterback. He can play really well, and when he's on, but when he's off, he plays like a bottom 5 QB in this league. He played terrible today. And you can look at his stats. Let's take a look at his stats. Yeah, the Carr pressure is going to be great. You can blame it all on me. It's all on me. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. It's all on you. Does this scream like how can someone look at this stat line and be like he played a good game? If someone says this, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? 22 completions on 37 attempts, which is not good, not the best anyway. No, that's not good. I'm not gonna give him. Oh, hello. What's happening? Oh, there we go. Hey, defense still looking like Swiss cheese. Yes and no. Second half defense, yes, the first half defense was atrocious. We gave up a lot of yards, a lot of points. However, the second half defense is the defense I was expecting out of the Raiders, other than the fact that we didn't get any turnovers. But the defense actually clicked in the second half. That was the thing. They actually made adjustments that prevented the Chargers from scoring more points. They scored once in that second half. Scored 1 touchdown, and that was at the very beginning. And after that, I think it just came a little loose. But the defense did not play a good first half, I will admit. Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say, like, oh, no, the defense played a really good game the whole game. No, they looked like trash the first half, and I was really worried because I was like, this game is going to be like 60 to like 21 by the end of this game. But second half, they stepped up, they made stops. But again, we didn't convert, and we didn't do enough on offense to allow the defense to rest. You talk about getting a 4th down stop on our side of the field, and then immediately throwing an interception that gets back to the 30? Like that same 30 that they were just on that they made the stop on? Like, how does that help the defense at all? You got to play complementary football. Like, the defense did not help in the beginning, and that's why we were down by so much. But they stepped up in the second half, but the offense didn't do the same thing. They didn't step up. Yeah, it was 24-19, but it was barely a 24-19, and there was many times where I was like, there's no way this is going to be a win, because it just didn't click. It was just so frustrating to watch this offense. People, I've been saying, people are going to complain about the defense because they don't understand that allowing only 24 points after giving up 4 turnovers. Like, how is that like anything? Like, we almost stopped them again after they got the ball back on a 3rd and 2, but they converted the first down. We almost got the ball back to the offense again, but obviously it didn't happen. It's just insane to me. If this offense doesn't step up and play really well against that banged up and really kind of bad Cardinals defense, because they got just creamed by the Chiefs, then it's definitely looking not good right now. If the offense doesn't play really well next week, I'm obviously very nervous because it's just not looking good. Because if the defense can play like they did in the second half of this game, which I think they can, and don't forget, we also had a ton of injuries on the defense. We had Denzel Perryman out for the second half. He didn't come back to the game. Trayvon Murray was out. Anthony Averett was out, and yet our defense still stepped up. That's what we need from the offense. The offense had no injuries. They had no one out, and yet we still sucked ass. And in the second half, we didn't have Trayvon Murray. We didn't have, like I said, Denzel Perryman. We didn't have Anthony Averett. 3 starters, by the way. And we still held them to only 7 points. So what does that tell you about how each side of the ball is running right now? What it tells me is that the defense is actually being either coached better than the offense right now, or just it's just our offense, I don't know, is not good. It can't be. Is it all on Carr? I don't know. He had 2 underthrown passes for interception. He threw behind Waller when he was wide open in the end zone. That's 7 points right there. And we only got 3 out of that. And 2 of those interceptions that we had, if he actually threw the ball properly, like enough arm strength, it would have been at least a field goal on the Waller play and then a touchdown on Adams' play. So how many points is that left on the board? That's like 13 points. So we win the game. And the fumble wouldn't happen because we wouldn't be in that situation. And one of the interceptions was a little bit it was thrown behind Renfrow. You can't throw behind Renfrow when he's being covered by a slot corner, especially someone as good as Bryce Callahan. But yes, coastline, absolutely. Nate Hobbs is him. Our defense made big plays. Hobbs stepped up. He had some good plays. Abram had a really good game, in my opinion. Max had, even though he didn't get any sacks this game, he had some pretty good plays. Mostly just that one. Our D-line definitely got bodied by their O-line, I'm not going to lie. Adams absolutely had a really good game, despite, getting 17 targets. I kind of expected more from him for getting 17 targets. If I'm being honest. If you're getting 17 targets, I want you to have more than 150 yards. And more than 10 catches, but some of that wasn't on him either because Carr threw a pick in his direction, overthrew him a couple times, and just, yeah. I don't know. This offense is not making me happy. I'm just not happy. Yeah, Abram played fine. Abram played pretty good. Him and Harmon had to step up, and Teamer had to step up because Murray was out. It's just wild. Like I said, our defense played with people injured, starters injured. Our starting corner was injured, and yet we were fine. It was Hobbs and who do we have? Meek Robertson out there. We had, I don't even know who the other corners are. Sam Webb, I think, was inactive. We had Teamer and Teamer played pretty good. I mean, he gave up that touchdown, but he played that as best he could. And Gerald Everett just bodied him, and Justin Herbert just put a great pass. But shit, dude. The only solace I have right now is that the AFC. This was a week of what the fuck. We had the Giants just beat the Titans 21-20, the Bears beating the Niners, you had the Bengals looking terrible against the Steelers, you had the Dolphins beating the Patriots. That was the only expected game. Eagles barely eking out a win against the Lions. I mean, Colts tying the Texans. The Chiefs and the Ravens and the Bills are the only teams that actually did what they were supposed to do to their teams. Yeah, I hope Murray is all right as well. But I mean, looking at these, the Vikings bodied the Packers. Aaron Rodgers didn't have 200 yards passing, which is atrocious. So I guess that's the positive, is that we're not that far behind. I guess. The Colts are struggling. The Patriots are obviously struggling. Joe Burrow and the Bengals are struggling. Yeah, Joe Burrow and Derek Carr are pretty much on the same page right now, which is wild to say. But I don't know. I'm just really upset. I'm just pissed off. I'm speechless. I have nothing else to say. This team just so disappointing. So disappointing. especially Carr. Like, you can call me a Carr hater all you want. I don't care. He played like fucking ass today, and I was not afraid to say it. And I lost followers. I don't care. If you're mad at me for saying that, I don't care. You can call me a Carr hater. I don't give a frick. I'm telling you exactly how it is. He played like ass. He looked awful. He had tunnel vision for Adams, and he did not step up when we needed him to. Yeah, we really need to bounce back, especially the offense. Because I think our defense can handle the Cardinals' offense, because the Cardinals' offense is not the Chargers' offense by any means. And our offense needs to step up on a defense that just got 44 dropped on them. And that's the thing too, is like we didn't even score 20 points this game, dude. Not even 20. We didn't get out the teens. And we still lost by 5. That's why it's baffling when someone says the defense needs to do more. Yes, they need to do more. But you can't cover up for 4 turnovers and 7 sacks. And honestly, if I'm being honest, at least half of those sacks were on Carr for not just feeling the pressure. Like, the offensive line we expected not to be good, but they were yeah, garbage, exactly. Also, we need to make a move for O-line. So, okay, and here's another thing too. The O-line kept switching out Luminor and Munford, and they kept switching out Parham and Cotton. It's like, pick people until they get injured or something, or unless they actually play like trash. I thought Thayer Munford played decently, better than Luminor. Luminor started off the game by getting pancaked into fucking Derek Carr. I don't know why Carr stands think that Carr is immune to criticism. That's baffling. Like, some of them are my mentions, like, oh, it's the defense. The defense needs to do more. Like, what else do you want them to do? They held the Chargers offense to 24 points. Like, hello? Are you okay? This is the same thing that happened last season. Same thing. We held the Chargers to like 20 points for the entire game last season until they came alive in the third quarter because we couldn't convert on 2 drives to get a fucking field goal. And they held up in the overtime just fine. We played awful against the Chiefs. I'm not going to excuse that. We held the Browns, which were playing awfully, but we still held them to like 13 points, and we barely beat them. We barely beat the Broncos last season, even though that we had like 2 turnovers, 1 inside the red zone, which we held them to a field goal. All these things. The defense made stuff happen, gave opportunities for the offense to go down and score, and yet it never happened. It's repeating. I'm going crazy. There's no excuse anymore. You can't. A QB in year 9 should not have the excuses that he has. I don't give a fuck about the teams he's been on. He should, and he's all-time leader in pass yards. I would hope so in this pass happy era, but you can't compare him to the Raiders QBs of old. Which Gannon did not play like this. You didn't have Ken Stabler playing like this. You didn't have, probably you had, I'm forgetting his name off the top of my head now. Oh, who won the 2 Super Bowls? I'm going insane. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, but he just has so many excuses for what? And if he pops off next game, praise be. I will be so happy if he pops off, but I need him to prove me wrong before I start talking about him in a good light. And I started talking about him in a good light before the season, and he disappointed me so badly this game. And it's just so annoying. He was too aggressive. That's all you could come up with, is that you're too aggressive? How are you too aggressive? The 2 picks you threw, yes, were kind of aggressive. 2 of them anyway. But they were underthrown, so how is that aggressive? I'd rather see you overthrow Davante Adams and Darren Waller than underthrow them into double, triple coverage. And then throw behind Waller and Renfro on critical plays. How is that aggressive? He didn't have the balls to do anything. And again, you can get mad at me all you want, but as I just said, until he proves me wrong, I will keep saying this, because he has not proved to me that he is what people say he can be. I haven't seen it. The last time we saw it was, what, 6 years ago? And since then, it's been grasping at straws for what he can be. Exactly, Coastline. Exactly. Adams is not the only guy out there. You have Waller and Renfroe, who are, it's a triple threat. And again, something that's not on card at this point, but Jacobs only getting 10 carries when he's going 5 a carry is so insane to me. We're not running a Zamir White? Why? Why aren't we running Zamir White? Why isn't Jonathan Hankins out there? Why is Andrew Billings on the starting D-line? Hankins had a great play to start and then he wasn't seen again. Why are we doing that? This better not end in disaster, because maybe I'm overreacting. I probably am, because this is just right after the game, so I'm high in emotions right now. But like, it's just the pattern from last year repeated, and the only difference is he didn't close out the game. Jacobs was excellent this game. I thought he had a great game. He only had 10 carries, so he can't do much more than what he did. But yeah, the only difference between this game and the 4 games we won to make the playoffs last year is Carr didn't close this one out. He didn't close it out. And if you want to be known to be clutch, if you want to be known to be that guy when they're down, the chips are all on the table, you're going all in for the final drive to win the game, you gotta do it on big games. And he didn't, in my opinion, he didn't do it against the Chargers. Even this game, he didn't. I mean, chips are down. He did it last year, I guess. But to start the season, you need to beat your opponents like this, like a winnable game, down 5, and you throw 3 interceptions and a fumble. That's not closing out a game. So you better be better week 1. That's all I'm saying at this point. Kirk Cousins, Josh Jones, yeah, they were nuts. They were nuts. Let's check out this box score on that one, because I get a box score doesn't tell the whole story, but it'll give you an idea. Justin Jefferson, 9 receptions, 184 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Oh, that's dirty, bro. That's disgusting. That's insane. But we better play better next week. That's all I gotta say at this point. But yeah. So I think this stream is over. Let me know if you're watching this in the future. Let me know down in the comments how you feel. If you want to yell at me for being a car hater, go right ahead. If you agree with me, cool. Leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And, hopefully we come back better next week. I'll probably be making videos this week about this game, about the upcoming game, stuff like that. Yeah. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Try to enjoy it. Try to get your mind off this game. 1 week at a time. Peace out, Raider Nation. Appreciate you.